Lest we forget that with Trump, cruelty is the point always. He learned that from Vladimir Putin, and somehow I suspect it came pretty naturally for him. He got called on it today at the traditional post inauguration day church service. It was an Episcopalian female priest, and what's her name? Marianne Edgar Boudet. She asked that he have mercy upon the people of our country who are scared now. They are gay, lesbian, and transgender people, and Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. This was televised, it was live, it was amazing. And I think this is such a fabulous, wonderful, insightful, and perfect example of how we resist in this new chapter, in this era of Trump that goes on and on and on. This person I had never seen or heard of before, and now she is a hero. Like I said, not all heroes wear capes. I want to see more of that. And this was very smart. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that having merely a private conversation with Trump about, you know, saving his soul would be fruitless. We saw how yesterday, and again, I did not watch anything. I wasn't going to give him any Nielsen ratings or streaming eyeballs, but I saw clips afterwards. So we saw that we knew that he was going to use his Trump Bible. Trump has his own Bible. Oh, yes, he signs them. They're made in China, by the way. And then also some other Bibles. So Melania is standing there holding two Bibles, and he did not place his hand on either. Probably pretty sure that lightning would strike him or his hand would burn off or something. So I'm fairly certain he was aware of it since it was sitting right there in front of him. She's holding these two Bibles. So I think that was intentional as well. He and Elon Musk, really, really stretching the limits to see what they can get away with. And of course, they're getting away with everything. Elon Musk twice giving the Nazi salute. It was not an accident. It was perfectly executed. He is aware of it. It is not because he has autism. It was not just him doing a heart thing or whatever, his full heart. And so, of course, just like with Trump, whenever they put out these lies afterwards, it's for MAGA to pretend to believe so that they can come back at you, on social media or whatever. It is so baked in now with these lunatics, these MAGA asshats, and our friends and family and colleagues who voted for Trump. They will defend him no matter what, even Nazism. They are like trained monkeys now. They have no thoughts of their own, no morals of their own, clearly. Most of them think of themselves as Christians. Clearly, they are not. And they will just blindly defend anything. So we also have a situation where Trump, as I think I mentioned in one of the shorts, he's doing all of these things now that backing off on the things he promised during the campaign. Oh, he was going to lower grocery prices on day one. Well, now he says, they're going to go up. We can't do that right away because it's really hard. Yes, dear Donald, president is hard. It's supposed to be, which is why we only like to have good people and smart people and competent people in that role, not you. You are a disaster. You're an aberration. MAGA will find out. There is now talk of eliminating the mortgage interest deduction. Yeah. Trump wasn't running on that, was he? So that's going to hurt MAGA in the pocketbook. MAGA is about to find out that owning the libs is very expensive, and they'll have to decide if it's worth it. So Trump has backed off on, the grocery prices. He's never going to build that wall, never did before, just lied. And people believe him. Oh, not people, the MAGA cult. So he's not doing that. And his priorities seem to be, I don't know, invading Greenland. How many MAGA would like to send their sons off to war so that Trump and Putin can have Greenland? They need it for, all the good stuff you find in the ground there. And that's why Elon Musk wants it. It's going to help him with Tesla, those batteries. So this is why they want Greenland, so they can raid it. So they can raid it. Panama. Putin would like that. But that's because Panama is actually coming after Trump for, not paying taxes. So, basically tax fraud, which is what he does all the time. So he's going to show them, he's going to invade them and just take the Panama Canal. He didn't run on this during the campaign, but this is his priority. Not our grocery prices, not a health care plan. He doesn't have a health care plan, never has. He doesn't care about the health of anybody, whether you're MAGA or not. He doesn't care. Period. He is now undoing and with an executive order the Biden efforts to lower prescription drug prices for seniors, for Medicare. He's not going to do that. He doesn't care. This is his money, his treasury. He and Elon and Putin and the oligarchs. And they're making sure that he's an oligarch too. That meme coin, it's just this open account for anybody, any billionaires, foreign dictators around the world that want to bribe him and pay him off. They just dump it in there. We never know. It's not traceable. It is so that Trump can become an oligarch too. And that is, of course, what he wants. He's not going to do a thing for MAGA or any of us. Our money is his money. You know this. You know I'm right on this. And MAGA is going to find out very soon. In fact, some of them, I think, are a little bit confused. They're a little bit confused. They are going to rue the day they ever even so much as criticize the excellent Biden economy that Trump and Elon are now going to tank. They don't have to, but they're going to anyway. And they'll blame it on Biden and on Democrats. And you know what? Democrats will let them. Democrats will let them. We know that. So, not quite the guy that MAGA thought, right? So here's another thing that Trump is doing, and this is where really the cruelty is the point. He is now rescinded and taking back. See, the way ICE had to work when they were rounding up illegals. By the way, Biden deported more people than Trump did in Trump's 4 years. That MAGA doesn't know that either. I think we probably did it a little more humanely under Biden. But Trump is now, churches were sanctuaries where ICE couldn't go in and just start hauling people away. Well, guess what? They can now. Churches are no longer safe. Churches are no longer safe sanctuaries. It is going to be ugly. And because Trump's followers are bloodthirsty, they love this. The cruelty is the point. They just don't want deportations. They won't even believe you when you tell them and you show them the Biden deported more people than Trump. They don't care. What they want is violence. They want video of Trump goons, flying monkeys, beating people, hauling them away by the scruff of their neck or their hair. They want to see them beaten up and hauled away. They want to see them crying and screaming for their loved ones, begging for their lives. Trump loves this stuff. We know that. But his followers do too. Many of them. And we'll see who they are. We'll see who they are. Some of them maybe didn't count on this, but they were willfully ignorant. They were willfully ignorant, or they watched just Fox News and Newsmax. By the way, Newsmax, in case you need to be reminded, is the place where sexual deviants who get fired from Fox and other places go. They can't get jobs anywhere else because even if some of this stuff is kept quiet, a lot of it gets out. Or those of us who are in the biz, as they say, know who they are. Newsmax is chock full of guys who have done really bad things and had to exit their last jobs. Some of them had to exit the job they had after they even left Fox. Yeah, Sherry knows stuff. These are really bad people, really disgusting people. So Newsmax, again, that's the last stop, the only place that would hire some of these guys, really pick them up out of the gutter and pays them quite well, they will say and do anything. They will sell their souls. They don't care who gets hurt, who gets killed. They will do as they're told. They will obey. They will obey. They already are. I mean, there's one, I won't say who it is, who I know is a Democrat or used to be. uh, and not now. God, not now. So yeah, we've got a lot of flying monkeys out there for Trump. And none of them believe what they're saying. And I think I've explained to you before, the establishment Republicans in 2015, 2016 did not support Trump. They did not support Trump. They did not think that Trump could happen. They thought he was a joke. But they didn't understand how close he was to the media bosses in New York, the Roger Ailes and Jeff Zucker. They didn't understand media, really. And when media covered Trump 24/7, covered Trump more than all of the other Republican primary candidates combined, and there was like 15 of them. Washington, establishment folks, and those in state capitals around the country were shocked. But they still didn't believe that the American people would do this, that Republican voters would do this. But they did. And most of them after that fell in line. Some of them waited until they didn't fall in line just after he was the nominee. They waited until after he was elected. But again, they wanted to maintain their positions, the cog in the wheel, the lobbying gigs, their TV gigs, all of that. Get their monthly meetings at the Loudoun County Republican Women's Luncheon or something like that. And so they pretended that this was business as normal, business as usual. And that he's just a unique kind of person, but, just your basic Republican president. I no longer have anything to do with these people. I was a Republican. I left the day after Trump was nominated in 2016. And some of these people said, look, he's going to lose in the fall. We'll all come together. But right now, we got to do this. Well, no. And they sold their souls so easily. And they think that as long as they can do the usual Washington receptions and pageantry, et cetera, and make it seem like a normal presidency, seem like a normal inauguration, because they're all the same, right? Everything's the same, but it's not. And little by little, the frog gets boiled slowly. So those people, those Republicans, those establishment people that fell in line, they've been long gone for a while. There were a few of us that peeled off. Like me, I was an original. And then there were the others that got what they could out of Trump. They got their jobs. And then, when they were done, they decided to pretend to see the light and then leave and then get on TV and write their books. People who worked in the Trump administration that no one had ever heard of before. Yeah. So there were those. But now we're all paying the price. The cruelty is the point. And an Episcopalian priest, a woman, that really had to burn Trump's hide. She took him on today, up on the altar, on camera, with the president, the new president. She knows exactly what he is. She took him on right there in front of everyone, and it was glorious. It was glorious. The Pope, in his congratulation comments yesterday, similarly has some pointed things to say to Trump. If nothing else, we have religious leaders that are showing more spine than Merrick Garland ever did, and a lot of Democrats. And maybe ultimately they will be the ones to get through to some of the MAGA people who think that they are Christians and evangelicals and say, you're not. And at least kick them out. Don't let them get away with calling themselves Christians anymore. Maybe some of them will see the light and decide that it's more important to be a Christian than a MAGA asshat. But some will always choose evil because the cruelty and evil is the point. And I have a feeling there are a lot of people like that. They know what Trump is and they love it. Elon Musk knows it too. He knows what he was doing with the Nazi salute. And you can't say, oh, he's just kidding, or, oh, he's just doing that to rile up libs. He's still somebody standing on stage at an inaugural event giving the Nazi salute. Full stop.